Hi guys, welcome. So in this video, we'll talk about handling all the closing brackets in a given string. So in the previous video, if you have already watched it, we have discussed about the missing closing index for one of the small brackets alone. So this is the video which I am talking about. So it was released recently. So in this, we are only checking the missing closing indices for the small bracket using the stack data structure. If you have not seen this video, I'll share the link of this video in the video description. You can check it out. So we'll also quickly discuss the concept that we have done in the previous video. So what is the input string here? So the input string is having the both opening and closed brackets. So if you observe here, there is square bracket and small bracket, which is having the opening and closing brackets. After that, there are two opening brackets for small brackets, and then square bracket, small bracket. This got closed, but the small bracket do not have any closing brackets for four indices. So if we are running this code, which we have discussed it previously using stack data structure, we are trying to capture all the input indices and pushing them into the stack. And whenever a closing bracket is encountered, we are trying to remove the index from the top of the stack. So pop operation will remove the index from the top. So here the integer value we are taking, and we are taking the caret. So it is taking the value from the top of the stack. So let's execute this. I'll explain that with all handling all the brackets now. So if you observe here, fourth index, fifth index, and 10th and 11th index, it is having the small brackets. So the concept of stack, let's see one more time. So stack is a data structure which can handle using the operation of last in first out. So whichever element is inserted at the last, that will be removed from the stack at the during the pop operation. So we are having two operations: push, pop. So these two are the two operations in the stack. So this is for insertion of element into the stack, and this is for deleting the element or removing the element. So if we are pushing the element, it will be pushed to the stack. And whenever we are trying to doing the pop operation, it will be deleting the element from the top location. So whichever is inserted in the last, it will be removed first. So last in first out is the concept in the stack data structure. So using this concept, let's try to so copy this particular file which we have done in the previous program. And here I am giving the name of missing closing indices for all brackets. So as I do, you will understand what exactly I am saying. So here I am taking the different kinds of brackets. So we are having these flower brackets in the keyboard, and we having the square bracket, and there are small brackets. So these are the three types of brackets available in the keyboard. And this is the closing bracket, small bracket, square bracket, flower bracket. So this is the overall set, and it is having both the closing and open indices. And then we are having these small brackets, right? Instead of that, I am going to give a flower bracket, square bracket, and small bracket. So these are the open indices. After that, let's give flower bracket, square bracket, small bracket. This is the opening indices, and then let's close it. So the last two small brackets I'm removing. So if we are seeing here, this is a set completely opened and closed. And here we having the three brackets which are just opened. So the flower bracket, square bracket, and small bracket are just open, and there is no closing index, closing bracket for that. So in this particular set, there are both closing and opening and closing indices. So this is the input string that we are taking. In that, our agenda here is that we have to find the index of um these particular brackets which are not having the closing indices. So here what we are doing, so we are taking an list of integers, and declaring it as new array list. And after that, we are taking the stack data structure and creating a stack. And then we are having this for loop. So in it is since the string, if we are converting like using the caret method, it will be we can access each and every element using the index. So I am taking this index I equal to 0, and then I less than input dot length. So if we take suppose this is having 10 to 15 characters. So uh, since the index is starting with 0, so 15 characters suppose it is having, then the length will be 15. But since we started with 0, only up to 14 we have to check. So since the less than symbol, so if it is 15, so until 14th index it will be running. So I plus plus, every iteration the I will be incremented by 1. So here the char variable what we are storing. So here we are storing the character which is available at the index. So the first index is 0. The flower bracket is coming up and storing into this ch. So if it is an opening bracket, small bracket, in the previous code we have written about the small bracket. So here we have to handle three types of brackets. So what we need to do? So let's give the other two brackets also. So I'm giving a ch small bracket which is already there in the previous program. So now I'm giving the flower bracket and the square bracket. So all these three brackets, whenever they are coming up in the particular input string, I am pushing it into the stack. And whenever an closing bracket is encountered, either it is a small bracket or it can be a flower bracket or ch equal to square bracket. So either one of these three, we need to check whether the stack is empty or not. If the stack is empty, nothing to do. But if the stack is not empty, then we are going to remove the element at the top of the stack, which are the left out values. So while stack is, so let's try to run this code first and understand what exactly the happening, and then we'll try to debug this code. So if you observe the 6th and 7th and 8th index having the missing indices. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the output is showing 6, 7, 8 index. So in the console missing indices are 6, 7, 8. So since it is inserting from the starting to ending and last in first out, right? So the 8th index is at the top. So that is uh, having the pop operation, then 7th index, then 6th index. So if we are inserting more brackets at the end, let's say I am inserting two flower brackets, two square bracket, and two small bracket at the end of the string. So if we are executing, then six more indices are missing. So index 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15. So these six and these three are in the middle of the string. So all these missing indices are coming correctly. So this is how using this program we can able to uh, code this particular problem. So let's try to put a debug point here. So in order to put a debug point, put the cursor here and right click and toggle breakpoint. So at this line number 16, I am putting the breakpoint, and let's save this file and right click and debug as Java application. So the debug mode has started. So here we are having this variable. So if it is hidden, you can unhide the variable section. So if I am keeping the cursor on ch, initially the flower bracket is a starting index. So it will be passing this if loop and if condition, and the stack push operation should happen. So do step over F6. So the push operation has happened, and the if block is already executed, so else if will not execute, and it will continue to the next iteration. So next again at the index one, if you observe on the right side, the I is index and CH is the bracket, the character. So it is having the square bracket. So the push operation happened, and the third character is small bracket, opening bracket, the third index. So whenever I'm explaining, you can check it here in the right side. So number 3 is closing bracket. So for closing bracket, what should happen? Else if should execute, and if you put the cursor on the stack, you will know that 0, 1, 2, these are the index already available in the stack. So this if condition should be passing because stack is not empty now. 0, 1, and 2 index are available. So if I'm executing it, the if condition will pass and the pop operation will happen, and the top index is 2. It will be deleted. So if you put the cursor again, the second index is removed and 0 and 1 index only available. So again, if we are doing at the fourth index, we have square bracket. So the closing bracket came up. So the else if and again pop operation. So if you go to the stack again, only the first floor bracket alone is there because our code had to execute this bracket. Now if you are executing one more time, so the fifth index is having the closing floor bracket. So it has done the pop operation. So if you check the stack now, it is empty because this overall set is completely executed from 0 the index to fifth index. Now our execution will start from sixth index to the last of the code. So let's execute again. So this is a continuous process. Every iteration, the push operation will happen. And once the opening brackets are completed, the closing brackets pop operations will start happening. So at 30th, 13th index, these are the three that is getting executed now. Now we are in 16th index, 17, 18. So now if we see the stack is having 6, 7, 8, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So the last 6 characters not having any closing brackets. So this particular step will not execute. Only it will execute whenever a closing bracket is encountered. So the loop is completed now, and it is executing whenever a stack is not empty. So since if we put the cursor here, stack is having all these indices. So what it will do, it will note down all the indices and store into this list, array list. So we have created an array list using the list interface. So this missing indices collection will store all the elements. So it will add the indices into this. So let's execute it. So missing indices, if I place the cursor, the index 20, 19, 18. So if you put the cursor here, still these are the indices left out. So we should continue to execute till the print statement is executed. So finally, these are the indices. So these are the index which are available at the center of the string, and these are the last 6 characters which are not having any closing brackets. So this is how we can able to execute the code. So it may be little complex if you are learning the Java collections like list and stack data structure for the first time. So I recommend you to watch this video one more time. So I have explained clearly about the stack data structure, and then you can watch this second video one more time where I have handled all the different brackets. So in the previous video, I have only explained the single small bracket. So that will be easy to understand. After that, you can able to watch this video. So it will be giving you a clear picture. So uh, This particular code can also be called as balanced parent, uh, checking the balance of the parenthesis. So like brackets. So it can be asked in any way in the coding interview. So you can able to understand this particular concept, and then whenever it comes in any form, right, you can able to handle the code and try to explain the steps to the interviewer. Or these concepts can also be used in any project whenever you are automating or trying to do some operations on the strings. So these are very helpful. So if you find this content useful, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And if you want me to make further videos on any of the topics in coding interviews, let me know in the comments. So thank you. Have a nice day.